Alrighty, we are live. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Tom is making coffee. He will be back shortly. Give us a few minutes to
tell him to bring me
notification. To get the notification to drop. And people who watch. Huh?
I said they just came out. My phone is ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Oh, okay.
I understand.
That's good. So,
yes,
as we get ready, I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling a few more cards because it's really hard for me to be able to focus, throw cards on the question, and keep up with the chat. And we've got multiple channels with us as well. Sherry is simulcasting today from her channel, as well as Hershey. Hello, Michelle. Michelle Williams is here.
Hi, Michelle.
Hello, my dear.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
Yep, he's making his coffee. Just kidding. I've been busy too. Stopped by Starbucks, grabbed a banana nut loaf bread for breakfast, lunch, and got me some cocoa. So it's good for grounding and for when the throat gets a little too dry. Okay, so we are reading on.
I heard you.
Okay. We are reading on, so for first of all, anybody watching playback, I know we stated last week that we were going to be reading on Flora, the fire in Flora, but we're actually going to save that for next week. Allison from Aries Grove Tarot will be our special guest that day. And Jackie is actually having to attend a funeral. She may or may not pop up in chat. So we send love and like to, now, Jackie didn't lose anybody in her family, but a woman in her neighborhood who her daughter goes to school with up and died of a heart attack last week, and that's all her 15-year-old daughter had was her mom. So just sending a lot of loving vibes and healing vibes and energy to this little girl, especially at the holidays. Let's see. Michelle says, Hershey just left you a message. Be careful. You're going to speak real snowflakes into existence and you'll be cold. Okay. I don't know what that means. Okay. So, our case is on Donnie Erwin. Mr. Erwin is, or was, because we're feeling that he is no longer on with us. He's in spirit now. Mr. Erwin was 59 and he was a Army veteran. And one of the reasons why I too just want to interject really quick is that Hershey brought this case up to me, and my Shan is a vet. Hershey has family members who are vets, and Sherry's son is a vet.
And my brother.
And her brother. And so I really felt like this was a good show to get the three of us together to read on. So Donnie or Donald, he went by both, disappeared on December 29th in 2013. And to also add that at the time of his passing, his missing, he did only have one leg due to health complications. So he wouldn't be really too hard to spot out and about. So on December 29th, 2013, he asked his wife, her name, all I have right now is his wife's name is Karen, asked her for a gift card, didn't say to where, just so that he can go and purchase a pack of cigarettes. He left in his 2002 silver Hyundai Elantra and then never returned. And the car has been missing ever since, until 2 days ago, on the 16th, or 3 days ago. Well, the articles are a little behind, but according to here, around the 16th, a videographer was doing drone shots, I guess getting footage, because he has like possibly a YouTube channel or something, and he was taking video footage over lakes and ponds. They got permission to go fly over the property of this one individual, hasn't been named, and with the drone, somehow the videos spotted what looked like a car in the pond. And so the authorities were notified, and they investigated. They got somebody who does charity work. I'm looking for the name. I will find it at some point. But divers did go into the pond. They did find the car, and it is Donnie's car. And it has been pulled. And as of right now, according to articles, there are no signs of any potentially of Donnie's remains right now. And there may be something, but a lot of times law enforcement will hold information back until they have a better understanding, or to keep things to themselves, and for things that only a person who's involved in a murder or homicide. It hasn't been declared yet a homicide. He's still it's a cold case. He's considered missing, but now that we found the car, things aren't looking too good. And from the cards that Hershey and I were initially pulling yesterday, last night, just really quick, it feels like he is no longer in spirit. And I don't know if Hershey, if you wanted to share the dream or keep that to yourself before moving forward.
I don't mind sharing it. I don't remember it as clearly anymore, but I slipped into some kind of different dream state, and I was on a trail. I somehow knew this trail, and at first I didn't understand how I knew it, but I instinctively knew it. Like I've been here. I know this trail. I know where it's going to come out. I know this trail. I start like seeing like flyers everywhere on the trees. There's oddly at this moment, like I notice things like there's no wind, there's flyers, the silhouette, it just says missing, have you seen me? Also there's cards, but they don't look like I didn't think it looked like a debit card or a credit card. I thought it looked more like a business card, but I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure, but I thought it looked more like business card. It was just littered everywhere. So I'm walking the trail, and I instinctively know that if I go left at the Y, I'm gonna get to like one of those indicator maps that shows you when you're walking trails and hiking, you are here. I somehow know this, and as I'm approaching it, I see ahead of me what's left of the remains, and I know instantly where I'm at. I'm in HATEFUL. I'm at the Lake of the Ozarks. I'm in Camden County. I've walked this trail hundreds and hundreds of times in my life. I've lived at the Lake of the Ozarks a shit ton in my life. So I know the area, all of it. I know old Lake of the Ozarks. I know some of new. It's just, I know the area. So as I'm getting to the map thing, this figure is now approaching, and I can sense it, and it's approaching me kind of rapidly. I know I head towards like the castle area, like kind of quick, and then I don't know what happens. Something happens, and then I'm somehow stepping on a concrete like sidewalk, and I'm now at another part of the Lake of the Ozarks. I'm like down at what they call the strip area, which is down by Bagnell Dam. And now the man that's now the same shape of a man that was a silhouette is now a whole figure, a whole man standing in front of me, and he's asking for help. His hands are cut up, like seriously, blood everywhere. They're extended out, and he's just like, help me, please help me. And I say, yes, I'll help you. And I instantly wake up. I don't know. I ran to the computer. I looked up the initials. DE, because that was all I knew was the initials. And I put in a bunch of keywords, Lake of the Ozarks, Tonka, Camden, Lake of the Ozarks. I started putting in all these weird keywords, and I found Donnie Erwin.
So just to ask a question, are they considering or questioning that it might be foul play, or are they considering and thinking that this was just a tragic accident? Have
There
they
has-
said anything?
I don't think they've
I mean,
said anything.
Okay.
Or anything new, Hershey? I didn't see anything this morning.
So here's what I think I'm confident enough to say.
And you too?
I
This
don't
is for
think that
entertainment
Camden County is
purposes
looking
only.
at it as that. I think they listed him as missing, and that's where the hell he's going to stay. Maybe now finding the car may put a little fire under their ass. I hope, but I can't honestly say.
I don't think he's alive. This is the first card.
I don't think he's alive. I think that I think he's been weighed down by something, or something magical is weighing him down. There's a lot of odd shit that happens in the Ozarks, guys. Like, it's odd. It's
A lot of old
it's
magic there.
huge. It's huge.
She just said it.
With
She just said it.
Native American, supernatural. There's a lot of folklore. There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of cryptids that are down in that area. If anybody pays attention to cryptids or follows them, then they know about the Ozark Prowler and many others that roam all of this area, Missouri and Arkansas, all of the Ozark kind of area.
Hey, I live in the swamp, you know.
Yeah, no, I know,
Yeah.
I know. So, well, I definitely am sure he's on the other side, even though he did manifest. He went from silhouette, and I could tell he was kind of short and chubby. And also he wasn't in an amputee. I didn't know he was an amputee. I just recognized the bushy face. So he's already taking whole form and not amputee form. I think that's why he's dead. Because the man I saw was whole, not amputee, and the blood was fresh. Like, I mean, manifestation and the energy he was using comes from vengeance, rage, murder.
I pulled a 4 of Cups, so that's a water sign right there.
Yeah,
and it's talking about, you know, contemplation, disconnection, apathy. And from what you were explaining and what I'm picking up from this is the apathy may have been on the part of law enforcement. You know, just copping out and saying, no, he just took off.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
that area. So there's a lot of rumors of feral people. I personally know it's not rumors, but look, I'm not here to talk bad about a place I love. I love the Lake of the Ozarks. It's gorgeous, man-made, and the man from River Monster's been there. Like, I mean, they have catfish down there the size of your damn Volvo bug from the 60s. They got catfish that big down there, mud cats. They got piranhas. They got all kinds of shit. And look at the Ozarks, and yet my dumb ass was still swimming in it. I love that. Anyway, cryptids are creatures. They're supernatural creatures.
Yeah, she's on Book Bewitched is wondering if maybe a cryptid might have been involved, but I
can't say no, because I've been seeing some odd sigils and symbols that I recognize on the heavy side of magic or the dark. Some of it y'all want to call evil. To me, I call them heavy. You know, this is heavy magic. This is bad intentions. This is bad juju, you know. I don't like heavy. Heavy is yucky. So some of the symbols I saw, they're telling me, I've actually hand drawn them. I can show them privately, but I can't show them. They don't want them out publicly. But apparently some of these sigils and symbols were drawn on trees. And like could be found in an area that he may or may not have been in. I think.
Right down here, you get, I mean, there's all kinds of weird things in the swamp, and creatures and critters and black magic, white magic. You know, it kind of all interconnected together.
So So I'm just going to go ahead really quick, show the cards that I have because I want to make sure that Sherry gets to show her cards on this initial, see what she got initially. Hershey, if you get anything else, so that I can also keep an eye on chat. Thank you, everybody who has joined us. We do have Book Bewitched here with us. Tom came back, Early Ritual, Patricia, Teresa, Michelle Williams. Thank you, everybody. Fatima is here. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. So just really quick.
What was his age?
He was 59.
It says died, and I was in my 50s.
On your thing. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and hello, Jeff. Jeff Bailey just joined us. So really
It says, I
quick.
don't like it here, and there's no light here.
Wow.
Hi,
So-
everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
So
I haven't
I
even
got
touched
it.
my cards. I'm just
So
pulling
this
everything.
is interesting. I got a different card from last night, Hershey, also to go with the others. I got grandparent. So somebody's grandparent. I also got well-known, and when I say celebrity, it just means somebody who is well-known in the area. So, because I had asked my cards if they can give me energy of what happened, who was, well, for this deck, this pile was for people that were involved or are aware of his passing or what happened. But I did get the stranger card. So to him, this was very well a stranger, somebody he didn't know. But then I also got okay, so this is, so with the stranger, for me, I feel like this was, because we were getting some cards last night, and I did get the Three of Pentacles. And usually with the Three of Pentacles, for me, that feels like it's like group effort, group help, teamwork. So I did get a stranger was involved, but these cards also came back up again. Spouse, partner, and friend. So I'm not sure if this was somebody too also who knows what's going on, that was a part of his disappearance, was a friend. And of course, Hershey and I were picking up on last night, possibly the wife somehow being involved. And again, really quick, YouTube, this is for entertainment.
Well,
and
that explains one of my cards.
Only, and that these are just cards, and no one, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. I also got something new. I got footprints. I did get a couple,
Missouri.
and I did get buried. So with the other deck that I got the death card.
His name was Colin, is what it says. Maybe Colin is one of the bad guys. Maybe Colin is somebody involved, but it says his name was Colin.
Okay, and I also got the Queen of Pentacles, and I also got the Tower. So I'm feeling, we had been feeling that there was likely the wife was involved in somehow with the Queen of Pentacles, money, and then the Tower being involved. I also got the World. Things have come full circle. Money, excess was involved. I did get this card again, Hershey, in a different deck. He has transitioned. He's been moved. There's the water again. But I also did get the Victory. So they are going, I feel like they are going to come to, figure out who, what happened to him. And with the Haunted House, I pulled some cards. I'm going to pull the ones that really stand out to me. I got the Seven of Pentacles. Yep. That planning, how do I harvest? How do I manifest this? What do I do? And I got, again, the Two of Swords. Decisions having to be made. And with the wife being involved with an affair, this card came up again. I did get the affair card. I also got the King of Swords. And I feel like that this is the individual who the affair was being committed by, along with the wife. I also did get the Knight of Cups, which to me feels like Erwin himself. I don't feel like this was Hershey and I don't feel like this was a case of, the battered wife syndrome and somebody coming in to help her. We feel like, this was completely, whether he suspected, he might have. But also I got, the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords. And there she is holding the swords, holding a knife. So for me, just with this initial pull, is that this could very well I had also gotten a card said set up last night. It's quite possible that he went out. Somebody knew he was going out to go purchase these cigarettes, and that's when people moved in to put things into
Then what year
action.
did this happen again?
This okay, and we have Sherry. This was in 2013, Sherry.
2013. Okay, so there were cell phones and stuff at the time.
December 29th. It was like a couple days after they had gotten a gift card. According to the one article, it said that there was maybe roughly like $14 on it, and he wanted to go out and get a pack of cigarettes with it. And so I'll let you share. And you said that was Colin Hershey?
Yeah, I got Joe and then Colin. Two different names came through.
Okay. Colin and I-E.
Sherry,
Okay.
Y'all want me to go?
Go ahead and say your cards and then I'll ask.
All right, well, I
Okay.
started out with the Page of Wands upright.
Uh-huh.
And so that's talking about discovery, limitless potential, excitement, and freedom are also attributed to that card. Pages tend to be the ones that are bringing the paperwork, dealing with the paperwork of things. You know, they're the messengers. Followed by the Lovers. And I was like, why the hell did I throw this card? And then Heather,
Yeah.
you threw in your stuff. It was like, oh, now I get why this card showed up when it did.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm confident saying that there was an affair going on. I'm confident with me saying that I believe she was having an affair.
Okay, see, and that, because what you said, because of what Heather said and pulled, that just makes this one stand out that much more. Because at first when I pulled it, I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Why is that here? Then I pulled the King of Wands
Go ahead.
reversed. And so that's talking about impulsiveness, ruthlessness, something happening in haste, achievements that you would consider unachievable are suddenly achievable because it happens at a spur of the moment. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting a hit on. Like, this wasn't planned. It was more or less in the moment.
Opportunity.
You know, opportunity knocks.
Presented itself.
Because then I got the Star reversed, which talks about a lack of faith, despair, discouragement, insecurity, disconnection. So I'm looking at that and thinking, okay, this man and his wife, there was a trust issue there. Hence probably why she was fooling around with somebody else, allegedly.
Right.
There was a lack of faith in their union, regardless of whose fault it was, what side it happened on. It was just that despair, the feeling of despair, like maybe he was feeling, this is not going to get any better. Perhaps I should look at other options. She's at the point where she's like, I can't take this anymore. It's time to get out. What are my options? And it just all feels very much like in the moment. It wasn't something planned out, because I ended up with the Knight of Wands.
I got that last night.
That's, there's a lot of passion involved in that. That's a lot of action. Jumping out. Let's do it. Okay, opportunities here. Let's go.
Sherry, I just pulled this. Nine of Wands. That's the same one. Same card.
See that? Yeah.
So, okay. On that note, with what you're saying right there, so I got the impression, or at least the sense that I did originally think that maybe it might have been the person that the wife could have been sleeping with, But so I'm thinking maybe not. Okay, so I know this sounds crazy, but that's the off season. December is the off season down there. So there's not going to be a lot of tourists. There's not going to be even a lot of people passing through the area. There's going to be locals, you know. Locals like to. There's a lot of like moonshining. There's a lot of illegal shit that happens down there. Okay, there's more of me with seeing some of the sigils and shit that I'm seeing. I'm feeling like this is more of it being a random situation and them not knowing who he is, and maybe him not knowing about an affair. But I mean, I'm always a two-sided coin. You know, there's always that chance that it's the lover, or you know what I mean, the wife or the spouse, or you know, that's usually the number one suspect. But I don't know. I just think with the sigils and the symbols, I think that hasn't been found out yet, and either it's being hush hush. Because
Yeah, I just had this jump out of the deck, the
we
hangman.
don't talk about down there because of the reservation land and the conservation land. It's historic with the castle that burnt down, and it's, you know, it's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know. There's so much water. There's so
actually
much
a pond where his car was found, but
Right.
right now they haven't said if they found any. The only thing that they're saying that they see in the car is the cross that he had on his rearview mirror. So right now they are not definitively saying whether there was full remains or little remains or any at all. They've been keeping very quiet on this. So I just want to put that in there.
Well, and as Hershey was talking and I was just shuffling, this one jumped out. It's the hangman.
Again, it says,
like
I'm in
everything's in
darkness.
pause.
It's saying bone. Look for bone. I think if he's concealed or weighed down, and y'all, the Lake of the Ozarks would be a perfect place to cover it up. I'm just blatantly putting it out there with the piranhas and the damn catfish and other shit and the gars and all the crazy freaking animals are there's bobcats down there, there's mountain lions.
Yeah, that would be, you know, a treat for all of those animals.
Cryptids, I'm telling you, like there's so much wildlife, and then all of the waterways, like the Lake of the Ozarks, you can drive in a circle from 5 to 7 to 52 back to 54 and make the like a circle around it. But the lake itself is just windy, twisty, curvy. Like there's no like straight shots. Like when they do the shootout, the big every year they do this great big shootout for all the boats. Like it is the windiest, twisted, like it's crazy. But there's just so much that's just easy to get rid of. Like you can literally, you know, he was already an amputee. It wouldn't be that hard to disassemble the rest of him. Like I saw bones, like either though he's already bones and they're being like by animals moved around, or
look at that. Bones
he was
again.
in pieces before.
And this is the
Mine jumped out at me and then Heather just drew it. You know what I'm thinking is that, like we were talking about a moment of opportunity.
Ooh, yeah. See, I almost grabbed my
perhaps it was.
They were like, you should grab your cryptid deck, Hershey, and I'm like, let me just see, because I might have to. And I grabbed one of my heavier decks that does cross the lines to some people. It's not a devil deck. I don't own a devil deck or whatever they call that thing.
Well, that's just fear because people don't understand.
Well, I know that.
So,
I just like to clarify when I
Yeah.
work with
so
my
Sherry, what?
tools, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Hershey. I didn't mean to interrupt. But Sherry, what were you going to say, hun?
No, I was just saying that because of what
Okay.
Hershey was saying there, it maybe it wasn't the wife who was fooling around. Maybe it was the husband. You
Uh,
know,
uh,
but
uh, no.
did did
I don't know.
someone mess
We
with the
can pull
car?
cards on it.
Like, did he come around a curve and suddenly the brakes weren't working and he went skid right off into the water? Or did he
No, but there
drive
were
into the
no.
water on
You're right.
purpose,
No,
thinking that he was going to swim away and start fresh? And something went wrong
no.
because you said being weighted down. If he got stuck in that car or got caught up on something when it went down, I mean, you're not going to push a car off of you, you know, water or no.
I mean, this is true. And like I said, and here is another odd thing. When I was kind of sensing the wife, I smelled like an Old Spice kind of smell that I didn't smell when I was in the presence of him. He smelled like swampy, nasty, wet, soaking wet dog, and she smelled like Old Spice. That's why I feel like she might have been having an affair. Unless she wears Old Spice. You know, there's always that. Two-sided coin there.
So Hershey, you do think he was having an affair, or she was having an affair?
She, the female, the wife.
The female, yeah.
The K lady, the Karen, the K lady.
Yeah, her name is Karen.
Yeah. All I knew yesterday was K. So now I know today it's Karen. So yes, when I hovered over the wife, the K, I got an Old Spice, the original traditional Old Spice smell.
I love that scent.
Full in my nose.
So do I. Jen, where is it?
That reminds me of my granddaddy. I love that scent.
I'm just going to mute myself because I'm just going to ask about if it was Donnie having an affair. I don't think so, but I'll just see what the cards say.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. Life is just, everything's possible.
Well, it just seems to me that
I just smelt nasty wet dog on him.
you know, if it was her having the affair, then him taking off to go buy cigarettes, it just comes across really strongly with me as just a moment of opportunity.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, because I couldn't put it. I don't have the whole thing together, but for some reason they're showing me Haha Tonka. They're showing me feral people. They're showing me, and people go missing in that area. There's been tourists go missing, visitors go missing. It's kind of brushed and quietly kept as quiet as possible because the Lake of the Ozarks is a tourist town, so they do the absolute best that they can to
Swamp lady here.
you know what I mean? But I lived there too long. I personally know somebody that's still missing to this day that just she went on a walk and she never came back.
Yeah.
She went
No, I don't think he was.
on a walk and she never came back. So, even if she would have fallen off one of the bluffs or the cliffs, they would have found a body. If she'd have fallen off the waterfall, they'd have found a body,
I don't think he was having because this is the Nine of Wands. He felt he was Bellawary. I think he felt like there was something going on with him. It felt like there was something that he could not see.
It says Mickey.
I also got the strength card. He stayed as strong as he could, but he was getting exhausted. I mean, I've seen pictures. He was an overweight gentleman. He had health problems. It caused, the loss of his leg. I'm sure the smoking did not help. And I also got the Two of Pentacles. So things were being juggled. He felt like, I'm getting feel like things were being juggled. He was being juggled, her with him, her with the other one. I just feel like he was emotionally exhausted too. He was a veteran. He had been in the army. So there again too, there's that exhaustion. what his body had been through, what his health was deteriorating.
And what if it
He
would have
stayed as
triggered
strong
some
as he could.
PTSD or something and he's flipped out and he's somewhere else and not there, you know? Maybe, see, that's what I was saying the other day when we talked. I was like, if something triggered a PTSD moment and he wandered off somewhere, like what if they robbed him thinking it was like a credit card or something, you know? I couldn't explain the blank white card I saw. Like, I still haven't figured out what the blank white card means. I have no idea what it means.
It was interesting because I was pulling cards, and when I was shuffling, a blank card somehow got into my deck. And I said, what am I doing with the blank card in my deck? And she was like, no. Oh my God, that was in this. So yeah. And Isadora really quick put in, Pendulum says no on him having an affair. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
literally the only thing I smelt on him was death, and it smelled wet, like he had been in the swamps. And there's a lot of that area there at the Lake of the Ozarks. There's a lot of it. Hi, Astrological. Hi, everybody. And Jeff,
Hello,
I'm sorry if you're not
Michelle.
comfortable, hun. We understand if you leave, Jeff. We understand. This is not the easiest. When
This is not an easy topic for a lot of people to deal with.
yeah, we
Patricia
understand.
said, Patricia asked if insurance card, but I think you said it was blank, right?
The
It could've
white
been.
card was blank. It was in his back pocket. As he turned around and faded away, I distinctly saw a white blank card. And I'm like, well, that was odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he have a white card sticking out of his back pocket? You know what I mean? But like I said, at that time, I didn't know he was an amputee. I didn't know that until I talked to you. I had no clue because the man before me was whole. That's how I'm like, oh, well, then, yeah, he's already on the other side then, if you're saying he was an amputee, because he wasn't an amputee running up after me, you know what I'm saying, following me, you know. So
Michelle said, even if the wife was having an affair, this could still be a random act.
yeah, I definitely, I've kind of gotta think that's why they were showing me haha Tonka. Either maybe now when I speak on PTSD, I know this, it's personally in my family, and I've seen some of the
my son suffers from it.
I've seen some of them, and they literally go to another place. You know, that they are physically not here.
Okay, so then I can recommend that maybe we pull cards on if it was.
Well, that's what I was saying yesterday. I'd like for this part, if you guys could maybe pull some yawns or something. Is that why they're tying it together? Was it? Did he wander into haha Tonka? You know, and maybe got caught up by the feral people, and then maybe that. And that's why they found, and that's why I'm seeing bone stuff in one location and car in another. I don't know, you know. And then, like I said, I feel pressure, like he's weighed down by something or weighted down by something.
Yeah, but we got to focus on one question that all three of us can agree on right now for people who are also reading with us in chat. So I just want to pull to see what his state of mind was. Was he having a PTSD experience? I don't think so, because he was just going out to get a pack of cigarettes.
But that's just it with PTSD. It can hit you.
Yeah, anytime.
Well, if he was also being robbed or mugged because somebody was thinking it was a credit card or trying to make him go to an ATM, it could have caused him to flip out.
You know, a song, a sound, a smell.
Yeah,
can suddenly just
loud bang,
just flips.
You know, anything.
Okay, so let's pull cards then, Sherry. And I don't know if we want to pull cards, Hershey. If it was, if any PTSD got triggered, anything to do with mental health or PTSD that caused his disappearance.
Oh, the white lady, a white-haired lady, is a madam. Oh. Are you talking about Miss Sherry again? You better behave. Watch your mouth.
Well, I wasn't one in this life, but maybe in a previous one.
Watch your mouth. Behave.
I am Scots, Welsh, French, English, Dutch, and Cherokee.
Okay, so you're a madam then. I gotcha.
Yeah,
so I get a no, get more information, and the time's not right.
I mean, what was that, Hershey?
I got a no, get more information, and the time's not right.
Okay, so Hershey got no cards for the PTSD. What did you get, sweetheart? Sherry?
Hold up. I'm still
Okay.
working on this.
I got the.
What'd you
I'm
get?
still
Did you
trying
get
to
bonds
decide.
or cards?
What, Hershey?
I said, did you ask Jan's or the car? Are you asking the cards?
Well, I'm asking the card. I just wanted to see what the card said first. Asking if it was the PTSD. I got the 5 of Swords.
It's dark here. I'm silent. I suffered.
I got 9 of Pentacles.
Woods. It says woods.
And then 5 of Cups.
Isadora said she got.
I'm not feeling like it was. I got 2. So both decks. I pulled 3 cards. Oops, sorry, Sherry. Just really quick. From the haunted house, I pulled 3 cards. The last card in that 3, in the 3 I pulled, is the 5 of Cups. And then the other one, the Heaven and Earth, the last card is the 5 of Cups.
I got
No,
you.
wait a minute, that's the 4. No, wait a minute, that's the 4 of Cups. Disregard. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sherry, honey. I'll pull some yes or no's.
I'm using a different deck, and so the pictures on it have a little bit different meaning than my normal deck. I went and pulled out my my tarot familiar. I don't know if you can see this. My tarot familiars deck in front of my face. That way you.
So I'm going to mute myself.
So some of the cards, because the picturing and whatnot is different. I just want to double check myself and make sure I'm getting the right message here.
Hi, Thomas. Really quick, Isadora's pendulum said yes to PTSD. Interesting.
All right. I started out with the 5 of Swords. So, we're looking at bullies, being bullied or bullying someone else. Followed up by the King of Wands, which is somebody that takes charge, very much in control, taking charge. We're going to do it this way, go this way, walk this way. For someone in the military,
he
was run into somebody that has this kind of attitude, of charisma. They're gonna fall right into step, because that's what they've been trained to do. Even 20, 30 years after they've been out of the service, I still have seen, ex-servicemen. The right kind of person walks in the room and starts laying down orders. It's yes, sir. How fast, sir? I mean, I've seen them snap to attention that quick. Then with the 7 of Pentacles, we're looking at delayed results, according to this deck. So it's something that's delayed, which makes me think maybe something was in the plans, but it still feels very much like a moment of opportunity. But that doesn't mean that there weren't already plans in place to do something. Followed by the Chariot reversed. The last couple of days, I keep pulling reverse cards, and I never get reverse cards. I make a point of making sure all my cards face the same direction. And yet, here we go. The Chariot reversed. So it's kind of like screeching to a halt, Put the brakes up. Followed by the Knight of Cups. So again, we're looking at a knight. Really, here we've got the owl. And what else is that? We've got the owl and, a path leading into the woods. So that could be telling us that there was maybe something that drew him into taking, if he got out of the car, perhaps he wandered off into the woods. If he hit his head or something, or if he had a triggering moment, he could have been completely disoriented as to where he was. He could have been back on the battlefield, wherever that was at that he'd served. I mean, we had a friend, God, this was decades ago. My son was a toddler at the time. He was a frontline medic in Vietnam. And every once in a while, he would like flip out. And he would not see the people that were there with him. It was not his wife, his kids, his friends. But they were VC. He would look at them, and that's what he saw.
Right.
He literally got in a firefight with the local police department one night.
Hi, Sandra.
Because he had several.
I had a crash.
Hi, Sandra.
Yeah.
It said I had a crash.
Had a crash. Now, was that crash just an accident? Or was the vehicle tampered with enough to cause a crash?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We can look into it.
Or did something jump out of the woods or run into the road that caused him to swerve and crash?
Right. So I got the cards I got was I got the High Priestess in reverse. I got Justice. I got Three of Swords. And I got King of Cups in reverse. And then when I went to the crime scene deck, I got victim or victim's family is familiar with the killer. And I got surveillance cameras may play a role in this. Wherever he's at, maybe it's private property, and maybe if they have any kind of livestock out there, maybe they've got cameras, maybe they've got wildlife cameras going, because
trail cameras.
A lot of wildlife in that area, like the whole part, the Lake of the Ozarks is just covered with. And I mean, you could be at the mall and a damn coyote will be walking across the parking lot because the woods and the forest and conservation is right behind it or something.
I work on campus. It's not unusual to suddenly see an alligator strolling down the sidewalk.
Right.
Kids were tripping out. I mean, it's happened.
Yep.
Numerous times.
Yeah, I used to live in Tallahassee, so I understand. Like an alligator crossed my path today. Okay, y'all leave me alone. Children were playing when I crashed. It said crash, then children were playing, and then when, and then crash. So if I'm reading it back up, it says I crashed. Children were playing when I crashed. So, maybe he was driving. Maybe, like I said, if he made it to a store, did it say anything about him making it to the store?
Nope, I haven't seen anything.
Made it to a gas station, right?
Yeah. Did he ever show up to buy the cigarettes, or did he disappear on the way to get cigarettes?
Well, that's what I was saying. I wonder,
thinking.
maybe surveillance cameras, maybe that's what it meant. Maybe surveillance cameras pick something up, and they just aren't recognizing what they see. Uh-oh. Where'd she go? Hello.
Yeah, my internet. Sorry, folks.
Understand, mine's wonky for 4 days now.
It's from the solar flares.
It's insanity. That's what it is.
So I asked about whether it was caused by PTSD, and I did 2 sets of yawns. And the first set said
hot seat, Heather, hot seat.
What?
Put yourself in a hot seat, Heather.
Put yourself in a hot seat.
So I asked if PTSD was involved with his disappearance. I did 2 sets, and I got no on both. I got 7 of Pentacles, which is, like clever planning, taking steps. I followed by the Death card again, followed by again the Lover's card, followed by Sherry, ding, 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 again, Knight of Wands, another totally different deck. Followed by the Queen of Swords, which I feel is
That's the Clarity
the wife.
Tarot.
Yeah, I want.
Yeah, I like that deck. I just got it.
And I like how she's got the Y's and the N's on there. I'm going to make my own. So the second time I pulled, I got 6 of Wands, 3 of Cups. So there was a celebration. 3 cups again. I feel like 3 people were involved in this. I have
the celebration. It was a couple of days after Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So
Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, and then the 5 of Swords again. So it may have seemed like I just kind of, again, YouTube for entertainment purposes only. I feel like the first 4 cards refers to the wife and again, YouTube entertainment purpose only, that it could very well been the wife having possibly that affair, because I'm seeing the celebration, the cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and then boom, for him at the very end, 5 of Swords. And then when I pulled from the other deck, I got 10 of Wands, Ruin.
10 of Swords.
10 of Swords, excuse me, Ruin. And I got 10 of Cups, Success. And then I got 5 of Pentacles, Material Trouble. And I feel like that was for him. So this is kind of how I'm seeing and how I'm. And hello, Sylvia. Thank you for joining us.
Was there money involved? Like life insurance policy, that kind of thing?
We don't know yet.
I haven't been able to pick up on any kind of money factor. I was getting a bad area too. Another area, Sherry, that I picked up on down there is it's called Ivy Bend, and it's just on the outside of Camden County. It goes into Sunrise Beach and other parts of the county, but the way it gets twisted back in there, and it's not the friendliest. It's not very friendly down there. I'm trying to think of the kindest words I can for that area.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've not lived around hill people or mountain people, but
yeah,
I've heard, I mean, we all hear.
Yeah. Well, and I'm letting you know, I'm confirming they really live like that in the Ivy Bend area. I'm not comfortable going there at all whatsoever.
So Hershey, I pulled Jan's. I pulled cards for Ivy Bend, and I got 5 cards, all but 1 were no.
Okay.
So Ivy Bend.
It could be, maybe that's I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I'm just throwing out what I've got so far. Usually one.
So do we want to pull out cards to see if there was anything to do with the life insurance policy on
Sure.
Because they were
and I did my pendulum while you were doing your cards, Heather. Okay, and specifically asked, did the accident happen on the way to get cigarettes? And it said yes. And then I asked again, did it happen on the way back after getting cigarettes? And it said no. So he never got to where he was going.
Gotcha.
Is what I'm picking up here.
So I'm getting a no on, I got no and reconsider for money. I said, was money involved or a payout? And I got reconsider and no.
Life insurance policy and money involved.
It just said they did spells and magic to me.
Get out of here.
Stating the facts. They did magic and spells to me. I'm telling you, I feel a lot of weight. Like I'm weighed down. Like I work with a lot of sigils, y'all. Y'all know I draw them. I don't hide that. I work with them because I work and I go against some heavier energies, and I need some heavy hitting equipment sometimes. And that's how I know some of these sigils aren't the kindest. and they are not for the faint of heart. Like it would take serious energy to manifest that kind of strong-willed intention, and so that's some heavy magic. That's why, you know,
I did pull on. I did do some yawns for the and I'm just going to show my cards really quick, and then Sherry, I'll give it over to you, sweetheart. I pulled yawns on if it had to do with life insurance and or money. Was money involved? And the first card I got is a yes. It's a Y, and it's the King of Cups, which we've established, for me at least, that this is Donnie. Then I got another Y. Yes. 8 of Pentacles. Another Y. Yes. 6 of Pentacles. Paying people. I also got another yes. 2 of Pentacles. Balancing money. Handing it out. Balancing money. The last card is a yes. And I did get a 4 of Swords. And of course, for a lot of times too, 4 of Swords, you know, you're laying down. You got the swords over you, holding you down. I mean, it could be interpreted as, you know, rest, rejuvenation, but for me too, this with the swords being over, you know, for me with the question and the cards that are coming out, it looks like not necessarily a lot of money, but I think possibly even hush money. And on the bottom of the deck was another money card, and I got the Ace of Pentacles. So hi Sweet Pea. Who is Sweet Pea? Did I miss anybody? Hi Leah. Thank you for popping in. So okay, what did you get, Sherry?
It said, my thing said close to a cemetery.
Oh, I got mountains last night.
Well, like I said, the Lake of the Ozarks has got a lot of cliffs and all of that. The Ozark Mountains start at the bottom of the Lake of the Ozarks, you know, and they go all the way straight down into Arkansas. So all of that, you know, is scenery setting kind of a vibe is what I was feeling that was for. Like setting the scene kind of situation, maybe.
Yeah. All right, I started out with the King of Pentacles, and I don't know if you can see it, but these are just 2 wolves.
It's beautiful.
And it's the way that one is staring you down while the other one, while drinking, is also staring you down. So I get the feeling that, you know, this was somebody that wasn't going to be trifled with, and they were keeping watch. Followed by the Queen of Wands. So you're looking at someone here who kind of sits above it all.
It says,
and thinks,
help me with my memories.
Yeah. But then after these 2 cards, everything else I got was cups. So we're talking a lot of emotion here. Started out with the 8 of Cups.
Yeah, I felt a lot of
abandoned.
Yesterday.
One of the things with this deck is it talks about 8 of Cups feeling abandoned.
Yep. I felt a lot of rage, a lot of anger.
Followed by the 2 of Cups, decisions. Decisions, yes or no. Which cup are you going to take? Red pill, blue pill. That kind of thing. You know, there's like decisions made on the spur of a moment that maybe was talked about but never really fully realized that they were going to go through with it until suddenly the opportunity was there and they jumped right in. Both feet, you know, do it. Followed by the 9 of Cups. You're talking about monetary abundance. So if there was insurance money involved in this in any way, shape, or form, somebody was expecting to walk away with a big paycheck.
Money, they say, is the root of all evil.
Yeah, baby.
It says, Sherry, what is your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
I was just going to let Leah know that we're doing a case right now in not signs. So Sherry, who got the surveillance again? because I got the surveillance.
Oh yeah, that was the
I got surveillance too, unless
Wait, I
this meant
just
that
took
it
people
back
was
again
surveilling the
sometimes.
house.
I got
that
it.
was my King of Pentacles. For the two wolves that were just watching.
Okay.
Yep.
I also got struggle. And look at this, Hershey. You said there's a beach.
Yeah, I saw the beach. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know the area where they keep taking me. And usually when a house, a crime scene, or some kind of bad energy calls for me and pulls me to it, something there tied to something has something to do with it. And they had
two
me
more money cards.
like in all over the Lake of the Ozarks. Like, I got to figure all this shit out. Like, this is crazy to me.
I also got the debt card and also got arson.
And I did too. Remember, I said I feel like he was in a lot of debt. That's why I was like, I don't feel like money was involved here. I feel like he was very poor or poverty. I believe they lived below. I don't think
then
they
I got two money cards.
Afford an insurance claim. Like, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I truly, honestly believe I don't think they could have afforded to pay one. So if one was, maybe
He may have had one through the VA.
Yes, I was going to say
that's what
Shan didn't get one, but
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because through the VA, he, you know, if he left on an honorable discharge.
I did see honorable discharge. Yes, I
through
did.
The VA, he would have,
but he didn't get one. He didn't get any.
He would have, well, depending on what he did in the Army, what his rank was when he got out, how long he served. Sometimes when you walk out with all those benefits with you. You know, sometimes you don't. You know, it's like they screwed my son over and made sure that when he left, that it was with no benefits. And so
I did get the hidden in plain sight card. I did get
and I kept seeing and I kept feeling that, like, I feel like he's just below a surface of something, like it's just like literally
he's right there just waiting.
Years and kind of grown over, and then they've done a lot of remodeling to the Lake of the Ozarks. Like, I'm talking the entire freaking Lake of the Ozarks has had a facelift. You know what I mean? Like, they redid highways. I mean, like, they took highways and picked it up and moved it. You know what I mean? Like, they blew mountains up, they blew bluffs up, they made whole new everything, and it's like,
So is it?
Yeah, you start screwing with the land like that, you
about insurance money, and she said she got to know. But
see, I did too.
Money was still involved, though.
I'm not saying that it's not involved, and maybe if it's the VA, like you guys said, but I definitely feel like they lived at or below poverty. The area I feel like they would have been very familiar or famous in would have been the Ivy Bend area, and the Niagara arm back towards Ivy Bend is not an area that I'm very comfortable in. Like, I quickly want to get through that part of 5 and hurry up and get on the other side of 7, so I'm in Sunrise Beach, because at least I'm back to civilization and not backwooder, swampy, shacky, not friendly people. I mean, the people are not even friendly there. So trust me, guys, I'm not exaggerating here.
Well, and I was shuffling, I just had several cards jump out of the deck. One was strength. Again, you've got that wolf just staring you down.
I had strength
and there, like I said, there's a lot of wolves in that area, so I like that the representation.
Followed by an owl, which is the Ace of Cups.
See, aces are promises like that, like you guys are gonna. I feel like that's, you know, like anything's gonna help. You know, like I hope anything's gonna help.
Followed by the Magician reversed. Like I said, I never get reversals because I keep all my cards turned the same way. I've already pulled 2 reversals, both of them major arcana today.
The gift card is still kind of throwing me out. I feel like because it was just days after Christmas, I feel like that might have been a gift that they received. You know, like $15-20 is going to be a lot of money to them, guys. Like, I mean,
think they said there was $14
I'm $15-20 is a lot of money to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can stretch that far. So
Oh yeah, that can mean dinner or not.
Oh,
$14.
yeah, for 3 days for me, like, I'm sitting here going, man, I can get, you know what, but
$20 bill, I can go to the store and get lunch meat and a loaf of bread. That's going to feed me for the week.
you get what I'm saying here. So, like,
Yeah.
I know that I don't. I hope that nobody did, like, maybe something behind his back and there was something he didn't know about, because I know that that's possible, but
And I just
I
thought
just don't see him being smart enough in that area. You know, I'm not calling everybody uneducated, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, it's different.
I got no for life insurance money too.
It's not the sophistication that you see with city people.
It's not city. It's backwater.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They don't operate with the sophistication of more educated city people.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a different kind of knowledge and education, but that's, that's backwoods.
Yeah, and that's why I said I've got to be very careful with my words here, because I know the area so well. What they're showing me is one of the worst parts of the Lake of the Ozarks, like that area, like that whole area. You're gonna go to the actual Lake of the Ozarks or Osage Beach. You're like, no, I'm not going that far. No, no. It's matter of fact, huh?
I just saying hi to Ann.
Oh, hi. The area in like 2011, no, I'm sorry, in 97 or 98, they built a bridge, toll bridge that goes across a part of it to get to Sunrise Beach, so that you didn't have to go through that part, because there's a lot of money at the Lake of the Ozarks and Osage Beach. I'm talking big money. We're talking Millionaires Cove. We're talking big money down there at the Lake of the Ozarks, and these are summer homes, and it's called Billionaires Cove, Millionaires Mile. Like, these are actual real places at the Lake of the Ozarks. And them rich people built a private toll bridge just so they could get to where they wanted to be at in the Sunrise Beach area safely, without having to go through the other parts of it. Like, they're like, no, we don't want to even go through there. We don't want no part of it. You know, people running across the roads, and you think it's a deer. It's not. It's a person, and they're naked and they're feral. It's weird. It's just weird, y'all. It's weird.
Okay, so Sherry, did you pull anything else, or do you want to focus on another question for the cards?
What I was just kind of just pulling to see what would pop up. 3. Again, I'm getting inundated with cups. 2 of cups, King of cups, Knave of cups.
Ace of cups I got just recently.
Yeah, so I got the Ace of cups earlier. Yeah, we both drew that one earlier. And
9
then,
of Pentacles in the Tower keeps coming up too. So
10 of Wands. I pulled that one. Too many burdens. And debt will do that to you. It will burden you to the point that you feel like you're drowning.
A lot of debt. I picked up a lot of debt, like lots and lots of debt.
But I also pulled the Sun. So I'm not sure if that's saying to them, yeah, you got something coming. It's going to make you feel like a Sun moment, because suddenly you're going to have a little bit of flush in your hands and can do some things. But Sun can also represent, because this is, it's a hare. It's not even a rabbit. It's a hare sitting in a field next to Stonehenge. So, I mean, you've got the symbol of a rabbit, that you pull a rabbit out of the hat for magic. You got Stonehenge in the back, which
was a place of ritual,
more magic and more rituals and more unknown.
Morning time.
And it also looks like it's maybe like mid-morning.
Yeah, I was
late afternoon.
In any articles that you've read, Heather, did you get morning time or Anything?
That he left to get the
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe it was in the evening. Let me check, because remember he was talking to his sister. There was a mixed martial arts fight going on.
Right, the
and they had
MMA match was going on. I remember you said that now. Never mind. Okay.
Hold on, let me
So
just see.
I got Dark Entity Took Me, Cursed Land now. So remember what I was telling you about? It was all real sacred and conservation and reservation. And then they built a dam and they flooded it. They didn't move or relocate any of the bodies. They didn't do anything right.
Oh, here we go.
That happened all across Mississippi and Louisiana back in the 20s, 30s, when they first started running electrical lines down here.
Yeah.
There were whole areas that they flooded or that they dug up. They didn't move bodies or anything. They just moved headstones.
Yeah, they didn't even do that.
And that's what she was talking about there too.
They didn't even do that. But go ahead.
So we got the story from the sister. The story, according to his sister, the story he gave his wife was that he was going to go get cigarettes that morning.
See,
so we
said I left in the morning. It just said I left in the morning.
So we checked at the local gas stations where he would normally buy cigarettes, but there was so far apparently nothing that came out of it. So foot patrol searches, horseback searches, and civil air patrol was out, and we contacted the Missouri State Highway Patrol, their water patrol division, everybody, and they had their boats to search the lake. So I guess there was a lake near them. I got beach. We searched every public boat ramp. And
there's the lake in general is huge, and then there's little just crooks and runoffs where the private coves are. Remember? Okay, so the picture I showed you is the main lake, and then all them those are private coves that they made built off of the lake, so they could have a private cove for Party Cove, Billionaire's Point, Millionaire Mile. You know what I'm saying? Those are private coves. So it depends on where exactly this drone was. Like, was he at the lake or was he on fire?
It was a pond. It was a pond that they found.
So that's one of the private farmers. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it was private property.
So
a videographer was wanting to do. All I know is that a videographer wanted to get some drone shots. I guess they were doing, because if YouTube right now is really popular, people take their drones and they fly through forests and everything. So I guess this is what he wanted to do. And while filming above this one property that had a pond, he noticed in his footage that, wait a minute, it looks like there is a car at the bottom of this pond. And so I contacted, law enforcement was contacted.
Donald.
They went onto the property and they got some volunteer search rescue. They went down and they found the car, and there's actually a picture of it on Bing after it was pulled up out. And I asked, what did I ask? What we were just talking about. Great. I have a yes answer to a question I can't remember now, because I was just reading that.
They all look the same.
Huh?
I said they all look the same.
The questions, I was asking something and I got a yes out of it, but I can't remember now what the question was. Oh boy. Yep. Trust me, running live shows aren't easy, right, Sherry? Right, Hershey?
Tell me about it.
And then trying to keep up with chat.
It's a lot of work.
It does.
Jim and Donnie, the name Donald showed up, so I'm assuming they're.
And just for people to know, she was getting the name Don, Donnie, and Donald last week while we were reading on the Delphi case.
Yep. And the funniest thing is, I think even somewhere in there, Miles reminded me, I was like, well, if not, then it has something to do with another one I'm getting ready to get. So apparently, that they usually know I'm coming before I know I'm going, or I just, like I said, I'm going to take my time and I'll be on location. I'm leaving in a couple of hours to go be with my family for the holiday. I get to be with my
There you
family.
go, girl.
I'll be on location and I will be able to do some more focusing on this so that, you know, anything I get, you know, I'll be in an area that's even closer. So hopefully something will I'll be able to pick up on something because I'll be within 40 minutes of the Lake of the Ozarks where I'm going. So maybe I
Just be
can
careful.
pick up some more.
Just be careful because you don't want to blunder into the same situation that maybe he did.
I understand
Not
what
that I
you're
would
saying,
expect
but I
you to do
promise
that,
you,
but
people that cross me usually get crossed first. Spirits keep me pretty protected, and I'm hyper aware of my surroundings, so I will always stay very alert.
good.
Promise.
Yeah.
I promise.
All righty. If there were any other questions you ladies thought we should ask the cards before we go, we
Help
are
me
at
find my
2:18 right now.
bones.
Did you have anything that you want us to look at, Sherry? The question that you thought of?
No, I can't think of anything.
I'll probably think of something after we're done, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's what I
of
asked." The
course. Well, if you think of
card.
something afterwards, shoot an email and we can always draw
Well,
cards on it.
one thought did come to me. His disappearance. Is there any connection to the military with his disappearance?
Mm.
You know, as in knowing something he should have known, or
I don't know whether maybe it was a fellow
that. Okay.
a fellow vet or service member who might have been, you know, with a wife or may have known, you know what I mean?
I gotta know this is not a sign and not the right direction. So I gotta know.
Okay. Now, did you hand make those cards again, or is that a deck that you bought?
No, this is the I didn't make these. This is the crystal ball yawn deck.
I might have to copy down a couple of those phrases onto some blank cards here and use those too.
Okay.
So Isadora, does anyone know what group found the car? Yeah, Isadora, it's a group that works with let me see if I can find if they mentioned them again. They assisted, it was a volunteer group. They have a certain name. Let me see if they're mentioned in here. If not, they're in one of the main articles. Okay, so
was this where I was getting something about dive or something like that, some kind of dive team or something?
Yeah, there's a picture of them too, you know, showing them going into the water. It's
yeah.
I
saw a dive team like searching the water. I didn't know it was a pond at the time. I was actually assuming it was one of the private parts of the lake, but apparently it's a private pond that's somewhere in that vicinity of Camden County, and Camden County is large. So, and it's a lot of wooded area.
Have to take into consideration with climate change the way it's been, and water stores in ponds and lakes have gone down significantly, which actually makes it easier for aerial footage to pick things up that maybe they didn't before because it was too deep before.
So let me just say they showed a picture. Yeah, they're not mentioning it.
Isadora, are you from this area? Do you know the area well too?
No, those aren't the names, Isadora. It was in the first. They've only been mentioned
Chaos
once.
Divers sounds familiar. I don't know how. I feel like I know that in the AWP.
Maybe Chaos Divers. It was something divers though. It's weird. It's not showing up in this article.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I remember I was like in something about divers, something divers or something. I don't remember.
But it was a volunteer group that helped, and then when they found them, they were like, "Guys, we got the car," and then they got out, and then the whole crime scene investigation came in, and and took over. Yeah, and it was a pond. I looked for another one. Let's see, license plate match. He asked his wife for a $14 gift card to buy cigarettes. He's missing his leg above the knee. Erwin was missing and had left his home without his wallet or wheelchair. So how did he get to the, oh yeah, something doesn't seem right with what the wife.
Maybe he had like that one crutch or a walker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're basically each one. They're called the echo divers. In footage of the recovery, posted by Mr. Hinkle, a team is entering the pond before the vehicle is slowly removed from the water. Per to the channel's description, Echo Divers is a Missouri-based scuba search and rescue team that works with law enforcement on missing person cases.
Yeah, I knew it was something divers.
That's the pond right there. It's a pretty big pond.
See, that looks like one of the private coves. Like, I mean, literally, that's what some of the private coves look like. And like, it'd be that just one person owns it. Like, the ones that are closer towards, like I said, from like 48, 49, all the way to like 61 is different. You wouldn't even realize you're at the Lake of the Ozarks. It's completely different. So everything from 49 up, every house has got a big dock, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you just, like, it's all over. But like from 47 to 49 all the way to 61, it's not the same. It's totally different. It looks like that picture.
I just want to ask one more question of the cards. If the description of the last, so Karen said he asked for a gift card and left without his wheelchair and his wallet. I just want to ask the cards if this is a true account of what happened.
So the thing just said 15.
So
you said 14, it said 15.
Oh. So I'm just going to
So what are we asking? What's the question?
I just want to ask Sherry if the account, the last person to see him was his wife, Karen, in the morning. I just want to ask if her tale of the accounts of him wanting cigarettes, wanted the card, and left without his wallet and his wheelchair. I just want to ask if that scenario is a true account of what happened that morning when he disappeared.
I got get more information. You're going in the right direction, and yes, correct timing.
So the timing was correct, but we don't know if what.
Like I said, spur of the moment, and I'm getting a big yes here. Timing, it was taking advantage of it as it happened, as doors opened up for things to be done that may have been discussed but not really planned.
That would make sense. Oh my God. Okay. Oh geez. Okay. Yeah. You know what? So I'm going to show my cards, and I'm going to say the wife knows more, is involved more than what she's saying. I got the 7 of Swords. It's like, okay, you know.
But then you get that last night when I kept saying, I think the wife knows more, but she's lying. She's intentionally lying and sending them something about a gift card. Like she's wanting them to focus on something intentionally or something like that. Didn't you get that card yesterday?
Yeah. And I got this also, the Devil and Death.
You got, yeah, the same cards you got last night. Like I'm completely.
The pendulum says no to your question, Isadora. You know, pendulums, yes, no cards. I'm just going by. I feel like there is.
I mean, even if that's her story,
and she's misunderstanding Isadora.
I still believe there's more to it. Like, yes, she's having an affair. She didn't volunteer the information. Maybe it has nothing to do with what happened to him. But I do feel like there's more to it that needs to be, they need to re-interview her. They need to re-talk to her. Look, it just said absolutely, I swear to God.
Said absolutely to what?
I said they need to re-interview her, they need to re-talk to her, and this damn thing said absolutely.
What did you get, Sherry?
Yeah, there's missing what I'm picking up with is there were certain facts, certain knowledge that was known that was deliberately not shared.
By the police or by her?
Both.
Okay.
I'm feeling is coming from both directions. So there were things the cops knew that they didn't reveal they knew. Because, you know, a lot of times they'll do that as well. I mean, that's just part of their MO is they will outright lie to somebody to get them to confess, whether if they did the crime or not. Or they will structure their questions around knowledge they've already got. It's like, by the time you get called into the FBI, they already know all the answers. They're just seeing if you're going to lie to them or tell them the truth. And a lot of times when you're dealing with detectives at that level, I mean, hopefully they've got more experience, more intelligence. There are things that they would do and say that would not be accurate just to see what feedback they get.
I'm using Spirit Talker.
I mean, again, I still just keep deeply getting the hit. It was an action of the moment.
Yeah.
It wasn't
moment of opportunity. Like
yeah, it was that moment of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, now's the time
for the right
do
opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I was asking what year, because I was thinking if it was before cell phones, then it would be a lot harder to prove that somebody was setting something up.
It said they used Jasper. Yeah. It said they used Jasper.
So I just want to ask another question. And then I'll let you go, Sherry, because I know you got another show in a bit to get, you know.
Yeah, and I got to finish packing.
And you got to pack. Now, Hershey, you felt there was something there, because we were getting cards last night that was hinting at a ritual. There was some sort of magic or, you know, as a part of this. Sherry, are you comfortable pulling on cards on that?
Sure, I'll pull
to see if there was some sort of
negative energy. Negative energy.
There's any?
Well, I just had one jump out at me.
Negative energy. Negative energy. Where are we going?
Wait a minute. What was that, Sherry?
I said I had this one jump out when I picked up the shuffle for the first round. The Knight of Wands.
Knight of Wands. Okay.
Yeah. And in this deck, it's not quite as positive as it is in normal decks.
I got some.
Wish I could find a guidebook on this deck so that I could actually see.
I keep getting the
what some of these cards, the intention was on them, because they're different.
Oh God. Oh jeez. Okay. I was told to look at the bottom three too. So Sherry's shuffling. I'm looking again. I'm going. I got the Emperor. So there was a male that took charge of this. I got the Hermit, which keeps feeling like, for me, this was Erwin looking into like there's something going on, or this could also represent the Lantern looking into the law enforcement looking into the case. And I got the Five of Cups for me, which feels very much like the wife kind of being like, are they going to, you know, because you know, you got those three in the back and you got the front here, kind of almost like she's like putting her hand over them, protecting, like, you know, is this going to, but what really got me for the last, again, I got the Seven of Swords, the Devil, and then at the bottom of the deck, I kid you not, I cannot make this up, I got the Hierophant, which is the exorcism. I got communing with spirits, and I got the Eight of Swords.
So remember, I got the Jasper, and then I got the negative energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just went back into negative energy, 7, negative incense. I'm telling you, I think there's some magic. There's some kind of something ritual, seance. Yeah, and right there.
I wonder if it's being the guy that the wife, again, entertainment purposes only. But if the wife was allegedly having an affair, he could
It
have
said
maybe
behind, and then it said church.
Behind church. The wife could.
Where's our church at? Oh my God!
Because the wife could, if the wife is having an affair, it's quite possible that the person she's having the affair with, is connected to, either possibly somebody in the community that is familiar with magic and ritual and stuff.
It just said what you described. What you described. Behind
Shari,
the
you got cards?
Yeah.
So much remodeling and facelifting. I wonder what church.
They were starting out with that Page of Wands, that Knave of Wands. But in this deck, it's more of an esoteric type meaning, because this is somebody that's studying magical things, not just a regular bookworm like in normal decks. But it was followed by the Hermit. So this is somebody that's pulled down deep inside as they're studying the situation, what to do about it. Followed by the Eight of Cups. Again, that's a lot of emotion that's pouring through there. A lot of disappointment, I guess.
It said they used it to scare me.
Right there.
And like I said, I was getting Jasper, negative energy, and then I got a negative 7. Like
this
that
card is freaking me out.
Negative 7 in a sigil is bad business, y'all. I'm just trying to take my word for it.
This card is the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know if y'all be able to see this.
I got the Knight of Swords.
But if you look at that,
that's beautiful.
What is under the rock where that wolf is at?
I don't know. I can't see it good
it's
enough.
Water. It's water.
You keep disappearing.
No, there's a body in the water.
There's a body in the water.
See it like
the body.
Right at where the wolf's nose.
Yeah, I can't. Let me see if I can make you bigger.
Yeah.
There you go. Hold it up. So it almost looks like a person.
It's like right in here.
Yeah, it's a little. Is it now, Shari? Is that actually drawn in there, or is that just pareidolia that gives you the impression that it's there?
It looks like it's actually there, but I can't tell, and I don't have a book on this deck to know
Our environment.
If that was an intentional move on their part, or I don't know. It's just that's the first thing that jumped out at me when I looked at that card.
And it says environment enchanted. So that whole area, Tonka, all that, it's all magical, sacred.
Now, Sylvia offered a question, but I don't know. Was he going through a spiritual crisis versus it being about magic? It could be both. I mean,
very simply,
dark magic, negative magic is real.
Yes, it is. It is 100%.
You can't have,
and they do it in that area, guys.
You got to keep a balance, and this stuff is very real. It gets very dark. One of the reasons why I never really fully got into practicing a lot of magic and stuff, just because of my fear, of which I know I have to overcome. But people do know. I mean, Miss Shari here, she lives down in Louisiana, and and I live not far from the south, the southern part of south of New York, going into Ohio and Pennsylvania, you got the hex and you got the powwow magic. Is it all bad? No, but do people know how to do yes, they do. I mean,
a
it's
lot of magic, whether if
it's
it's down here in the swamp or up north where you're at, may have been originally, most of it was intended for good originally, was the whole purpose of it. And most people use it for good. They use it to help other people. But you do get that element that gets a real thrill out of turning it into something negative, something evil, even.
Mhm.
And you have to be careful what you call up in that aspect, because you may get things that you are not even aware of that exist, or that you even want to have to deal with. Because if you pull something like that up and it attaches itself to you,
Mhm.
it could be near impossible to
Mhm.
get it to go away, to excise it out. I mean, there are some who have that ability to do that, but again, it can be a very difficult move. I mean, you have to be careful.
And the
Um,
horns also represent protection as well. I saw Sylvia posted, the
Mhm.
Italians call it the evil eye, hence the horns. And I know that, and you're not going to believe who I learned this from. I know I'll let you ladies go. Is that back in the day when Dio was still alive,
yeah,
and how he was, accused of doing, the sign of the horns, the devil, whatever. And he said, you know who I learned that from? He goes, he was Italian. My grandmother. She says, this was, for the protection. It was also part of being of the protection of the third eye. But so a lot
yep.
of people are thinking that, it's all about, but rock and roll how it is. But he says the real thing is that the horns not just represents the male god, the male, counterpart of the female goddess, but it was also used as a representation. And again, like any ritual, like any sigil, like any tool, cards, whatever, it's not the object that does the
It's the
destruction or the
intention.
positivity. It's the intent of the individual. Exactly. So
I
very
have
interesting.
voodoo dolls. I collect voodoo dolls. This one is my Wonder Woman
Wait a minute,
voodoo
is that
doll.
Wonder Woman?
That's Wonder Woman voodoo doll. Yes,
Oh, I
ma'am.
would want to do a voodoo
The
on a
minute
Wonder
I
Woman.
saw the Wonder Woman voodoo doll, I was like, "Oh, that's mine."
I
But
need a
now,
puppy. I want one. All right, guys. I do really need to
Yep, we
go.
got to get
I'm
going,
sorry.
everybody. Thank you for joining us.
thank
Thank
you
you,
for letting me
Hershey.
join
Thank you,
y'all and play.
Sherry. Oh,
Thank you for
it
any
was
and all
great, Sherry.
donations.
Thank you
Happy
so
holidays,
much.
guys.
Yes, everyone have a great Yule. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.